Hello and welcome back to my channel, the Tourist GD Cert here, and we made progress. As I said in the last episode, I will redo everything, and I did. So we have a new project, a new code, and we have animations, and everything works. I forgot to press record. That means I will show you everything live now and explain how and what I did. Basically, this is gonna be a how to make a basic 3D character with movement and animations, I guess. Yeah, why not? Keep in mind, all the animations and character I have right now are not final. Those are just placeholder, you can say, for me to understand everything. I need to make the animations and the character on Blender. Alright, as always, without further ado, let's jump into Unity. Alright, we are in Unity, and what I did, I added a ground in again, of course, to walk on. It has a box collider and a ground tag. That will be important when I show you the code. And of course, we have our player. What I added to him is I downloaded this player from the asset store. It was free, so I just took it and put it in. What he has, a rigid body for the physics, a capsule collider. It has one capsule collider right now, but I think when I have my final player, every part of the body will have a separate collider, like the ragdoll over here. I just try to play with the ragdoll. But right now, for the purpose of learning, we have only one capsule collider for the character. I have an animator. You see that on the ground. This is for the animations. I put the animations in there in the controller, and of course the humanoid avatar in there. And finally, of course, he has the script component. I think I will show you the player, how it moves first, and then we can jump into the code. So he changes from the T-pose to the idle animation. And as you saw, when I move him, he runs on the ground, on the bottom. You see the animations that is loaded right now. So if I don't move, it's the idle one. If I move, it jumps to the sprint one. And when I jump, it goes to the jump animation, as well as when I'm running. And I can run into the ragdoll or walk through it. Jump on it, beat him up. And then, yeah, that is a problem I have as well. When I jump into the ragdoll, he starts spinning. You spin me right now, baby, right now. Alright, never mind. So, I'd say 90% works and 10% spins. Alright, let me show you my code. I refactored it and I made it new. Firstly, of course, we have our global variables we need. Speed, the inputs, the jump. The rigid body is important. Actually, I'm gonna move it down here. Oops. I think that looks better, right? With the animator. So the both components the character has are here, and those are the variables I will change for the movement. In the start, we have to declare the components or the variables. And what I did is the update function only has the functions, the functions are called. It is not implemented in here, just called here. It is easier for me to understand when I want to change something to find the right place. So I have the handle movement, which is for walking and rotate the character, and we have the jump, and of course a collision enter, but I don't have to call the function. This was the old one. It's just everything in the update. I didn't like it. Alright, the handle movement. As always, we have the inputs for the horizontal and vertical. You can just add horizontal and vertical in here because Unity actually saved the option or the setting if you use WASD or the arrow pad keys. Everything works. It's just saved in the horizontal and vertical. That is really nice. Then we make a new vector, of course, with the new axes. The first if statement is if the moved direction is not 0, so it moves from 0 to another place. Firstly, we set the animator to 1. I will show you why. Oh no, I show you right now. So because every animation has a condition. On the running animation, the condition is that speed is greater than 0.01. And we make that with this line. We say if the character moves, the speed variable goes to 1. So it's greater than 0.01. So the animation changes to the running animation. Right? And these two codes lines are for rotating the character, so he just looks where he runs, right? So he rotates into the walking or running direction. Makes sense, right? And if the character does not move, we set the float to 0 again, because the condition for the idle animation is that the speed is less than 0.01. So no moving means idle animation, moving means sprint animation. And this line is just for translating everything, and time, delta time is the important one here, so it always has the same speed when you walk, and it does not matter what your frame rate is right now. I hope I can explain it good enough. I'm not the best explainer. But let's jump into the next function. You see what I did there? So the handle jump, we start with the if statement. And we say if get button down jump. So it is the spacebar for me. And when the character is on ground. Let me just show you this. The character has an on ground variable here. Yeah, oops, I just edited it out. So, and it is checked. That means the character touches the ground and he can jump. I will show you that in a second. So now you see on ground is checked. When I jump and he's in the air, it is not checked anymore. So he can't jump while he's in the air, right? This line is just to tell him to jump. And here it is, we change on ground to false. So if you press the jump button, on ground goes to false, that we don't jump while we in the air. Put your hands up in the air. All right, never mind. And the next if statement, if he is not on the ground, we set the boolean jump to true. First I had trigger, but it didn't work, so I changed it to a boolean. As I said, when the on ground is not checked, because we press the spacebar, the condition here, jump, goes to true. So the jump animation starts. And it does that when he is in the idle and when he is running. So he can jump while standing and while running. And if he is touching the floor, the jump boolean is false, so the animation does not start. No, now, when he's jumping, on ground is on false, but when he touches the ground again, it should go back to true. If not, he only can jump once in a game, and that is not what we want. So we add this on collision enter function. Just really simple. This one says if the character which has this script touches the collider from another thing which has the ground tag, and in our case it's the ground which has the ground tag, we tell him to change on ground to true again. That means in the air on ground is false, but as soon as he touches the ground it's true again, so we can jump again. And that basically is the code for the movement and jumping from the character. Way easier than what I had before. Let me guys show you the animations again. Those are again animations I just downloaded from the asset store for free. On entry, he instantly goes to the idle animation. No conditions whatsoever. The first condition we have is speed greater than 0.01, what I told you. If it's more bigger than 0.01, he goes to sprinting. Another condition, if jump is true, he jumps. And from jumping back to idle or running, there are two conditions: jump and speed. So when jump is false, he goes back to either one of these animations, idle or running. But the other condition is, if the speed is less than 0.01, it goes to idle. If it's bigger or greater than 0.01, it goes to sprinting. So he just, when we run and jump and keep running, he keeps running after landing on the ground. The parameters are made over here, speed and jump. And like I showed you, I changed them in the code. I think I can delete this old one. That's basically it. That is how I made the character and how to let him jump, walk with animations. Alright guys, that is it from this episode. I showed you everything I done, so we actually have progress and right progress. What I want to do in the next episode is add punching and a health bar, because every character in the game will have a health bar, so he gets knocked out when he's on 0 and is like paralyzed for 2 or 3 seconds and then respawns. Like in Rocket League, if you get hit from someone with a boost, you are like down for 5 seconds, 3 seconds, somewhere like that. I will see how it looks. We also need the ball and picking something up and throwing. I hope you liked this live explanation. I hope I could explain it good enough for you guys. I actually liked it more because I don't have a lot to edit. I save so much time with this, so I will basically just code and do everything quietly and then explain afterwards everything live. Alright, I hope you guys liked this episode. I hope I could help you guys, so we see us in the next episode. Take care. Peace.